We go to Coventry. Zara Sultana.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I'd like to begin by paying tribute to teachers and education staff in Coventry South and across the country. This past year, they have once again demonstrated their incredible commitment to education, working flat out. So thank you to all the educators in Coventry South, and in particular to Coventry National Education Union, who started the Coventry Learning Pack campaign to promote resources for working class kids in the city for remote learning. But teaching staff are again put in an impossible situation by the government. On Monday, just as the Prime Minister confirmed the Big Bang reopening of schools in England, minutes from a stage meeting were published showing that the government's own top scientists recommended a phased reopening of schools. When I challenged the Prime Minister about this on Monday and highlighted his shocking pandemic record with more than 120,000 COVID deaths, the Prime Minister responded with jokes and parliamentary theatrics. Well, I don't think there's anything funny about tens of thousands of people dying of avoidable deaths or recklessly ignoring the science yet again. So once more, I urge the government, listen to scientists and listen to education unions and follow the devolved administrations with a phased reopening of schools in England. And there's so much more the government could be doing to make sure schools are safe. The government has ignored calls for Nightingale schools and measures to ensure small classroom sizes. The government has also ignored calls for teachers to be vaccinated as a priority group. So teachers again will be put in poorly ventilated rooms with dozens of children and no added protection against the virus. And it's not just schools. Nurseries in my constituency tell me that they haven't been given adequate additional support, having to stay open through this lockdown while trying to implement COVID safety measures has been unmanageable. And with early years not given extra financial support this lockdown, their already precarious financial situation has been made worse. As with school staff, nursery staff love their jobs, but they are being asked to work incredibly hard with pay that simply doesn't reflect their contribution. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Education Secretary said no child's prospects should be blighted by the pandemic. But the truth is, even before the pandemic, young people's futures were already blighted by his government's education cuts and the deepening child poverty crisis. Per pupil spending has fallen by nearly 10% in the past decade. In a classroom of 30 children, on average 9 are living in poverty. And now the pandemic has highlighted the flaws in the education system, and we need to address them. That means tackling child poverty by building a humane social security system. It means funding mental health services for young people, and it means reorientating our education system so it is geared towards learning and the well-being of children, with a proper recognition and funding for our teachers and our schools. Thank you.